Zen Buddhism is a school of Mahayana Buddhism that is widely spread in China. The word Zen itself originates from the term dhyāna, which in yoga and Buddhism broadly means perfect meditation, and in a narrower sense, concentration of the mind on a perfect object. Another name for the Zen Buddhist school is Heart of the Buddha, or Buddhahṛdaya. The lineage, parampara, of the Zen school traces back to the Buddha Shakyamuni himself. He transmitted this teaching to one of his most gifted disciples, Mahākāśyapa. The teaching was later brought to China by the Buddhist monk Bodhidharma in the 5th century CE. The heart of Zen Buddhism is considered to be the Shaolin Monastery. After Bodhidharma's passing, the Zen teaching split into northern and southern schools. The southern school further split into 5 branches, of which only 2 remain today: Caodong and Linji. In the 7th century, Zen Buddhism arrived in Korea, and by the 9th century, it began spreading in Japan. Zen Buddhism rejects many traditional Buddhist concepts, considering them illusory. For example, the concept of nirvana is not taken seriously because the Buddha never gave a clear definition of what it is, only sometimes explaining what it is not. Therefore, due to its practical nature, Zen Buddhism does not focus on studying abstract concepts that are unrelated to direct practice. Meditative practices in Zen Buddhism include concentration on a particular object or thought. The state of one thought is the core practice in Zen. More precisely, it is not exactly a practice. It is a state that Zen practitioners strive to reach through focused meditation. By concentrating on a specific statement or object, a person evolves according to the principle, what you think about, you become. There is a psychological disorder called hypochondria. It is when a person, through the power of imagination, convinces themselves they have an illness, and eventually that illness begins to manifest physically. This shows that our mind is an incredibly powerful tool. It can either revive us or destroy us. If we let it run wild, it can drive us to madness, but if we master it, the results can be astounding. This idea forms the basis of Zen Buddhist practices. The Zen school is built on 4 foundational principles: transmission of knowledge from heart to heart, that is, directly and subtly from teacher to student, no absolute authority of text experience, and practice our primary non-symbolic transmission of teaching through words, or actions that may seem nonsensical to the uninitiated, attaining the state of Buddha through contemplation of one's inner world. Formally a branch of classical Mahayana Buddhism, Zen Buddhism fundamentally differs from it. Zen does not recognize the authority of scriptures. It does not rely on the classical Buddhist sutras. Personal experience and practice are primary in Zen, and philosophical concepts or various texts carry little weight. A well-known saying, "If you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha," belongs to Zen. Of course, this is not a call to violence. It reflects a healthy degree of spiritual skepticism, the idea that even the most revered teacher's words must be questioned and tested through personal experience. That's why Zen Buddhism completely lacks dogmatism and fixed philosophical systems. It is considered one of the most practical and effective paths. Zen practitioners follow certain principles of action and perception of reality. Be in the present moment. Focus entirely on what you are doing now, instead of indulging in excessive thinking, fantasy, or worry about the past and future. Act. Don't just philosophize. Bodhidharma urged his students to avoid becoming like ancient philosophers who talked a lot but achieved nothing. Act according to your heart, without overanalyzing or engaging in endless reasoning. Do not stress or worry. The world is perfect as it is, and we only see its flaws because of our own imperfections. This concept is not about passivity or laziness. It's about calm, rational perception of reality. Perceive all events neutrally, All experiences are neutral by nature. It is only our mind that labels them as pleasant or unpleasant. Be open. To the new, don't become a fanatic who thinks they know the truth and sees everyone else as deluded. These are the general principles that Zen Buddhists follow. To summarize, Zen Buddhism rests on three key pillars: meditation concentration on a perfect object, a visualization or thought leads to calmness, detachment, inner peace, and self-control. Joy in the process. The purpose of action is joy. Suffering arises from attachment to results when we expect reality to deliver certain outcomes, but it doesn't. Zen practitioners learn to enjoy the action itself, regardless of the result. Living in the here and now. There's a saying, life is beautiful if you don't remember the past, don't think about the future, and don't worry about the present. This captures the essence of Zen. The mind is a source of endless anxiety. We dwell on past failures, worry about the future, and stress about how the present doesn't meet our expectations. Zen offers a way to let go of the past. It's already gone. Perceive the present with equanimity, as all events are neutral, and not worry about the future. You may never encounter what you're afraid of, or not live to see it at all. Worrying about the future is arguably the most pointless activity in the world. Zen's value lies in its practicality. It avoids bizarre philosophical theories, dogma, rituals, etc. It is built on simple life truths that can make anyone happier and more evolved. You don't need to hide in a monastery, for half your life Zen offers real, accessible practices for people living in modern cities and regular social environments. The term enlightenment often misleads people into thinking it's a permanent state one can dwell in. But that would contradict Buddhism's core principle of impermanence. Another related term is nirvana, state of mind, in which all passions and desires have ceased, achieved through self-discipline, meditation, and realization of the impermanence of the world and the absence of a permanent self. In Zen, the Japanese term satori is often used. It means intuitive understanding. Another is kenshu, meaning seeing into one's own nature. Both terms refer to the direct perception of the truth of Buddhist teachings. This perception isn't static. It's an evolving, ever-changing, dynamic state of being. John Daido Luri, an American Zen teacher, said that the story of the ugly duckling by Hans Christian Andersen is a good example of an experience. The duckling suffered because it was different from the others. When it realized it was a beautiful swan, it rejoiced. But in fact, nothing had changed. It was always a swan. It simply realized its true nature and let go of the illusion of imperfection. Realizing the perfection of our Buddha nature is a similar process. Enlightenment is perfect peace and harmony. If you think enlightenment is something you can obtain, then it appears right in front of you and you chase after it. But the more you chase it, the more it slips away. Buddhist thought has significantly influenced various fields of psychology. Meditation has many qualities in common with psychotherapy. Carrington, Ephron, and Engler explored how psychoanalysis and meditation could complement each other. Erich Fromm believed that Zen and psychoanalysis share the same goals. Gestalt therapy also has much in common with Buddhist doctrine. Both emphasize meaningful living in the present. In both, awareness is the key agent of change. Fritz Perls asserted that the enemy is not the unconscious, but the conscious mind. Buddha likewise taught that the conscious mind is what clings to desires and the illusion of a separate self. Some psychologists have begun synthesizing insights from meditation with cognitive psychology. Empirical research shows that Zen meditation has noticeable neurological and psychological effects. A connection has been established between Zazen, seated Zen meditation, and other Eastern techniques with improved health and better stress resilience. The most well-known Tibetan spiritual leader is, of course, the Dalai Lama, who received this Nobel Peace Prize in 1989, garnering attention from the global media in the United States. Buddhism became increasingly popular after the 1970s. It was received more favorably than many other Eastern traditions because it was perceived more as a psychology than a religion. This summary is based on books about psychotherapy. It seems clear and understandable to me. But if I'm mistaken, let my more experienced friends correct me. Thanks for watching. Our channel is new and needs your support. In our channel, you can find many videos on the history and philosophical teachings of Buddhism. Please subscribe to our channel to support the teachings of Buddha on YouTube. Can download our app from Google Play. Get notifications, daily quotes from Buddha, guided meditation methods, articles about Buddhist wisdom and sutras from Pali Canon. Discover inner peace, cultivate mindfulness, and unlock the infinite wisdom of the Buddha with this app. Download link below